Now, one huge task for the people of Ukraine, helping those injured in the war rebuild their lives. The Superhumans Center is a new state-of-the-art medical center, and it opened its doors over the weekend. Partnered with the Howard Buffett Foundation and Richard Branson's Virgin Unite, the center will provide prosthetic limbs, rehabilitation, post-traumatic stress syndrome treatment, and eventually reconstructive surgery to wounded soldiers and civilians, all for free. Superhumans estimates that over 10,000 Ukrainians will need some kind of prosthesis and rehabilitation. The centre's goal is to treat Ukrainians closer to their own homes and transform Ukraine, in the founder's words, into a country of superhumans. Joining us now is Andrey Stavnitser. He's the co-founder of the Superhumans Center, and he's also the co-owner and CEO of Transinvest Service, the largest port in Ukraine. Andrey, fantastic to have you on the show. Talk to me about the opening of the Superhuman Center. I know you were helping people even before this official opening this past week, but just talk to me about the role that this will play to change people's lives, I think, and as you said, the name says it all, to help people rebuild.
Thank you, Julia. Well, yes, rebuilding infrastructure, roads and bridges is important, but without people, it's not going to mean anything. So we need to start rebuilding Ukrainians, and Ukrainians will rebuild their country. So this is what Superhumans are doing, basically. Unfortunately, we estimate more than 10,000 people right now who are in need of prosthetics in the Ukraine. Official numbers are, of course, classified, but this is our estimate. And we are working towards getting them the most newest, the top-notch prosthetics, bionic arms and bionic legs there are on the market. We're working with Germany, with UK and US. We're using a lot of different doctors to bring the expertise into the country, which is really the most important, because again, you can bring technology, but without the expertise, it's going to be just a lot of scrap.
Yeah, I mean, this is a crucial part of this. This is about providing, to your point, top-class medical support and rehabilitation services. I know this is part of a process that will take place over a number of months too, but you're ultimately hoping to provide sleeping quarters for international doctors to come and play a role too in providing the support to people.
Actually, right now I'm in Tokyo. It's 10 in the evening here. And the reason for my trip to Asia is basically looking for the best doctors who can help us build expertise in reconstruction surgeries in Ukraine. So we are bringing those doctors from all over the world to Ukraine. We take care of their logistics, housing and security, and we train, with their help, we train Ukrainian doctors, and we transfer experience, and we make sure that within next few months, Ukrainian doctors will be able to perform difficult reconstruction surgeries in the Ukraine, because there are too many people who need this kind of help. We're talking about, again, as I said, 10,000 more with prosthetics, tens of thousands of people who need help with reconstruction. Unfortunately, the state is too busy with the war, so they don't pay attention to aesthetics and to these kind of things. Their goal is to stabilize and to keep the patient alive. And our goal is to take these people, the bravest people on earth, and reintegrate them back into their society, to make sure they're back at work, they're doing whatever they were doing before. If, for example, it was an ice skating instructor, we have to make sure that the prosthetic that he or she gets, is going to be an ice skating prosthetic, so we can go back to training kids. And same thing with their faces, their limbs, and their bodies. They have to be reintegrated into society and to have a nice view, and they have to be stronger with their new bionic arms and bionic legs. They have to be better than human, and we call them superhuman.
Yeah, superhuman. We're seeing some of your superhumans actually on the screen now, and the level of technology that we're seeing in some of these prosthetic limbs is incredible too. And to your point, that costs, and I'm sure with the medical system in Ukraine at this moment, they have enough to deal with the emergency measures and the people that they would see ordinarily. What kind of services would have been provided without Superhumans Center?
Well, without Superhumans, they would just stabilize the patient, and that's it. And for these kind of patients, the sooner you get them the prosthetics or their surgery, the sooner they can reintegrate, because there is a crucial amount of time after which it's almost impossible to reintegrate, and we try to make it really, really fast. But we're getting our first patients, and by watching them operate their bionic arms or bionic legs, you see their faces, their smiling faces, and it gives you so much reward. It gives you so much motivation to continue. It's unbelievable. So I'm super happy we're doing this. You can also join by donating at superhumans.com. You can basically buy an arm or buy a leg for a Ukrainian, and Ukraine will definitely prevail.
Yeah, let's talk about the money, because Andrey, I know you were given philanthropic support for the construction, for the development of this, but there are, as I've mentioned, bigger stages of how you want to grow this and the support that you want to provide. How much more money do you need, even just based on the current plans? And how can people help? You've mentioned the website as well. Just talk us through what more you need.
So basically, Julia, what we're doing is we're asking our large donors like Howard Buffett and Richard Branson for capex donations, so interior works in the building or construction works, etc. And then we fundraise for the prosthetics themselves, so that any person can basically go online at superhumans.com and buy an arm for somebody, and this person will get their treatment in the city next to them. So what we're doing right now is, after opening Lviv, which is in the west of Ukraine, very close to Poland, we're now starting to develop regional clinics that are much, much closer to the front line. That would be Kharkiv, that would be Mykolaiv, that would be Poltava, Dnipro, and Kiev also. So the people who need help will be able to go to Superhumans in Kharkiv, get their 3D laser scan of their limb, order their most modern bionic leg, for example, from Lviv. It will arrive to Kharkiv. Our specialist will fit the prosthetics onto the patient and start the rehabilitation process. So this is basically what we fundraise for, and I'm very excited to open those new clinics within the next 2 years.
Yeah, it's incredible. I mean, as you said, and we can give a sense of the numbers, but I believe you're hoping to serve around 3,000 people a year with the services that you can provide. And just to be clear, this is not just about troops and members of military personnel that have perhaps lost limbs or need facial reconstruction surgery, whatever it is. It's also about civilians. It's about children and families too that also need this kind of help, and when they are going through rehabilitation, need to be near their families, to your point about having more clinics across the country.
Absolutely. So we currently have a number of civilian patients, including kids. For example, one of the kids that we have is from Kherson. He's been walking he's 14 years old, so he's been walking his girlfriend home when they got artillery shots, and he lost his arm. But he's thankful to be alive. He's very motivated. He has high spirit. He works a lot to have his prosthetics working. And by looking and working with these people, the amount of motivation that we get is just unbeatable. Also, it's important to mention that we expect much more people who need prosthetics and reconstruction because of the current phase of the war. Also, probably with this counteroffensive going to happen, we're getting ready for that as well.
Andrey, it's heartbreaking to even have to discuss this, but thank you for all the work that you're doing and the support you're providing. We appreciate you and your team. Thank you. The co-founder there of the Superhumans Center. Andrey, thank you.